Good Tuesday evening. Welcome to BCP Live. Hi, I'm Joey McWilliams. Glad to get to be with you all on this Tuesday night or whenever you happen to be watching this. If you're watching the replay on a Wednesday or a Thursday or whenever, thanks for following us here on BCP Live. I'm looking ahead to the week now because there is a big week ahead of us. It really gets underway tomorrow. Things happening tomorrow at Magnolia Fest 2023, the 25th edition of the Magnolia Festival. So we will be there. We will be on location. Be looking for us to watch some videos from there. Also, the PRCA Rodeo is in town, and that will be going on Friday and Saturday as well. So we have a lot happening in Bryan County right now. If you don't know, or if you're thinking, man, there's nothing going on, the summer's rolling around, nothing's happening, you're not paying close enough attention. So let us know tonight from where you are watching. Please tune in and let us know in the comment section. In the meantime, I have a friend of the program on tonight. Speaking of rodeo, we're getting to visit tonight with Coach Christi Braudrick, who is the Southeastern Rodeo coach. And Coach, thank you so much again for taking time with us tonight, because it's always a privilege to get to see you and visit with you. I know there is a lot happening, but right now, tell us where you are, because you have a cool background and it's not a green screen.
Yeah. Hi, Joey. I'm actually at the practice facility at Southeastern. We're still here at the, where we've always been on Ninth Street. So just kind of hanging out here. We actually just practiced. I had a girl that made the college finals and she was here practicing earlier. So we're still practicing, actually.
Well, I know you're still there at 9th Street. That's going to change sometime soon. But in the meantime, and we'll talk about that just a little bit later, which, by the way, we were on location out there not very long ago, getting to visit with you there. But you have good stuff happening, because we're still talking college rodeo for Southeastern. I know that the professional rodeo is in town this week, and I know that that's a big deal. You'll probably make an appearance or two out there yourself, I'm sure. But CNFR is going to be taking place in Casper, Wyoming, and Southeastern Oklahoma State University is going to be represented again. Congratulations for that. Talk about how our teams fared this year. The men's and women's team were right up there near the top in the central region, or Central Plains region, excuse me.
Yeah, we've had a really good run with this men's team the last 4 years. They've been first or second the last 4 years in the region, which is huge. Which means we have a lot of seniors actually on that team this year. So this year we ended up second in the region. And we're really proud of that. The top two teams advance, out of the region to the college final. And we're really proud of that. The top two teams advance, out of the region to the college final.
Coach, your audio shifted a little bit on me right there, so I don't know what's happened. Everything's gone well until just right now. So I'm not sure if a car picked up your audio or.
But we did have an individual win her event, Bailey, and she'll advance individually onto the college finals as well.
Well, that is incredibly cool, and I hope you can still hear me. Can you still hear me, Coach? Okay, hang on just a second.
Okay.
All right, Coach, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. I don't know what happened, but it may have been on my end, so I always hate it when that happens. But if you'll bring me up to speed, you were talking about the men's team coming in, and then there was one from the women's team who advanced. Say that again, please.
Right. Bailey Witt she won her event in the region, so she'll advance on the women's side. We were short of placing. We got third this year, so our team didn't get to advance with the women. But it's still a really good showing for a women's team. I mean, there's 18 teams in our region, and for us to be, second and third, I'm proud of their efforts for sure this year.
And Coach, I mean, this is a very strong region too. I mean, there are a lot of teams from Oklahoma and from Kansas, and it's not just when we think about the Great American Conference. So Southeastern generally competes against teams that we know as NCAA Division II teams. But the teams that are in rodeo, it's irrespective of these NCAA divisions. So you're talking about Division I schools like in Oklahoma State, at Kansas State, down to Division II NAI schools, what we would think of as junior colleges as well. I mean,
Right.
it's a wide array, and for Southeastern to be up there in the top, that's just really pretty impressive.
Right. It's yeah, college rodeo involves all secondary institutions, so it and tech schools, and yeah, it's a whole different ballgame. You're competing against everyone at every level. Uh and then of course when you get to the nationals it's the same way, so from all over the United States. So it's a lot different than NCAA. Um but it's very competitive because you put it all into one and it's really competitive that way.
Coach, when you head to Wyoming then, and that's coming up soon, you were talking about practicing tonight, and so I'm sure you're going to be practicing a lot more even as you're heading or you're preparing for the CNFR. What does it look like up there, and talk about Southeastern's chances to come away with some wins?
Oh, right. Yeah, the men's team we're taking this year, by them finishing 5 of the 6 finished in the top 3, and actually the 6th place has been in contention for the all around. So they all have all five of the 6 have been there before, some multiple times, so they know what it's about. The only one that hasn't been is our freshman bull rider who won the region, Caden. So um, just having the experience going there, knowing what to, be expected. I feel like this is probably our strongest team we've ever taken, just for the fact they're seniors, juniors, and seniors, the majority of our team. We finished 5th there as well as we've done. But I have a feeling, and I want it to be true, that this year would be a stronger finish. If there's ever a team I've had, I feel safe in saying they could definitely bring home a national championship if they have a good week there.
That is really pretty cool. You mentioned Bailey Witt representing the women's squad. Let me give a shout out to all that are competing on from the men's side that are taking up their total of 7 competitors heading to Casper, Wyoming. Bailey Witt, along with Luke Thrash, Tyler Pruitt, Gus Franzen, Mason Couch, Caden Bunch, and Garrett Elmore. So I definitely want to give those folks a shout out here from BCP Live, and congratulations to them to advance. But we want to see them move on as well. We're speaking tonight with Coach Christi Braudrick here on BCP Live, the Southeastern Rodeo coach. And things have changed, Coach, over the last just 2 or 3 years. When you talk about college athletics and, can you do this? Can you get paid? Can you not get paid? From what, we see a lot from the NCAA side. NIL has come in. You have the opportunity to make some money off your name, your image, your likeness. Whereas before, any kind of money taken in any way at all took away your amateur status. It's
Right.
not that way in rodeo, though. As a matter of fact, it hadn't been that way in a long time. And you've got competitors that compete for Southeastern collegiately, but they also compete professionally as well. Talk about that, and some of these guys that are competing on the pro circuit.
Right. We in rodeo it is different. We don't necessarily have those kind of restrictions, and with the NIRA, the National Intercollegiate Rodeo Association, due to the fact they can at 18 years old start competing professionally, in the PRCA, which is where the NFR is held in Las Vegas. So their goal at 18 years old is to try to work their way towards making the college finals, and then secondary making the NFR eventually. You kind of look at college rodeo as a stepping stone into that world. It teaches you a lot of the same guidelines and rules that you follow professionally, collegiately. So that it's a really good stepping stone. And a lot of the guys, actually every guy representing us this year competes professionally, and does well. Right now, Luke Thrash, our bareback rider, he's in the top 10 in the world professionally in the bareback ride. So that's a huge, a huge goal for him to make the national finals this year in Las Vegas, and possibly win Rookie of the Year in that association. Gus Franson and Mason Couch had a good showing last year's Rookies of the Year professionally. They both were in the standings, in the rookie race. And Caden Bunch is competing professionally bull riding. He won a few pro rodeos the last few weeks. He's doing well. Garrett Elmore was up at Fort Smith. You could have watched him last night on the Cowgirl Channel, the Cowboy Channel. He's winning the tie down at that rodeo professionally. So this bunch is definitely out there and doing their thing and doing well outside of college rodeo right now. You'll be able to watch all of those probably at Durant this weekend at some point. So it's a lot different than NCAA. And the reason being is, they do pay a lot of their own way and entry fees and diesel and ways to rodeos. And it's a different, it's just totally different because it does require animals, which do require money. So, little different view on sports, with rodeo.
It definitely is. Hang on, Coach. Let's stay there for just a moment because you're talking about we do have the pro rodeo is going to be in town now. If
Right.
Susan Edlin is watching, I always want to make sure that Susan knows that I'm dropping references to the pro rodeo being in town.
Okay.
I tease her regularly over the course of the year, and she'll mention, I'm like, we have a rodeo, really? But of course we do, and it's been around for a long time, and now it's definitely it's upped its game. That
Right.
having been said, and we get a chance to see some of these. I mean, if you go to the rodeo on Friday or Saturday, June 2nd and 3rd, this week, 3 and
Right.
4 days from now,
Yeah.
they'll get a chance. People in town will get a chance to see some of these Southeastern competitors.
Right. Very much so. I don't know exactly when they're up, but I know they're all entered in Durant Rodeo for sure. And Bailey as well. She ropes as well, so she also competes at pro rodeos, every weekend. But actually, everyone that's going to the college finals will be there. So Durant's pro rodeo is one of the best. This weekend alone, we have Durant Pro Rodeo, Hugo Pro Rodeo, and Mount Pleasant, which are all in close proximity. So you could go see some rodeos this weekend for sure, if you wanted to.
I want to give a shout out really quickly. Denise says, I love rodeos. So that is absolutely cool. Thank you, Denise, for watching tonight. We appreciate you watching and being here on BCP Live. Coach, and one more thing too, while we're on that subject, how nice is it for them? Which rodeo fees, I mean, I know they're their own thing, but you mentioned so many different expenses that go in to this. How big is it to be able to compete basically at home? I mean, because they're keeping the animals close by.
Right.
They don't have to spend that money, packing
Right.
everything up and driving, 300 miles
Right.
in one direction just to be a part. The fees are there. I get that. But how big a luxury is that for them right now?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, even for myself, um, it's kind of like being in your backyard, getting to go rope in Durant, or compete there and not having to spend a lot of money. And even the other rodeos are very close. So it's really nice for one whole weekend to be, just within an hour of 3 rodeos, eating. But it also, a lot of people that know you or know who they are can come watch them too, right there in Durant. So, you could catch some local people that you might have followed throughout the year compete right there, in your back door.
Yeah.
So I definitely go out and watch some of that. It'll be a great rodeo. Danny Reagan does a great job with their rodeo. He helps us out with stock throughout the year here as well. So he's a big supporter of Southeastern Rodeo, their stock contractor. So I would definitely go watch that rodeo. It'll be a great rodeo this weekend.
And just a couple of weeks ago, we had West Huggins here on the program and got to visit with him. He's the announcer, and he is a fantastic guy too. And we just every time I come out and I get a chance to hear him, he is fantastic to listen to, and you won't be disappointed by being at the rodeo. So and by the way, before I go any further, and Coach, I won't take up too much of your time because the backdrop that's behind you just seems to be getting darker and darker. So I don't want to keep you out too late. And I'm thankful you're here. I do want to remind everyone, it's not the only thing going on. Don't forget about Magnolia Festival. You can do both things over the course of the next 3 or 4 days. You can go to one, go to the other, back and forth. Probably, I don't know. I probably depends on what time you want to do your things, but rodeo maybe a little bit more at night. So maybe you maybe go to Magnolia Festival during the day and go to the rodeo at night. But I'm sure they'll be competing all day. Coach, with I mentioned that you're on 9th Street right now, but
Right.
you're going to be a little bit closer to where the world headquarters of Emerald Quest is, and that's on North First in
Right.
Durant. So, and things are happening. I mean, it seemed like it took a little while once the groundbreaking happened, and then just recently, I mean, a lot of structure has gone up. Can you talk about what's happening at the new facility for Southeastern Rodeo?
Right. The progress is really coming along pretty quickly now. The arena is actually up, and you can see the facility start to kind of take shape now. It's a lot of the framing is up on the structures that are going to be there, and we're hoping by August we will be moved into that facility to start the new year. That's kind of the goal. It looks like it really might happen. It looks like it's coming along pretty quickly, and you can actually start seeing things now that we've been talking about for a couple of years take shape. So it's uh, it's looking very good.
Well, I'm just extremely happy for you, Coach, and I'm looking forward to being even closer to where I am to be able to see some things up there. Not that it was a long trip to get to 9th Street, but I'm excited about it too. And you're going to have to duck a softball or two maybe along the way, but
Yeah,
hopefully it's a good thing. Hopefully they're being hit out by our Savage Storm, which,
that's
by
what
the
I'm
way,
thinking.
congratulations again to the Savage Storm softball team and Coach Schur for winning the Great American Conference Tournament, making it to the NCAA tournament. I guess, which, by the way, let me drop this back up here. I don't know if you can see this or not, Coach, but Denise, J Bar H Rodeo back in the 60s. So is that familiar to you? That's what Denise says. She how she knows it in Camdenton, Missouri.
Okay.
It's a
Yeah.
little while back. Well, I wanted to drop that up there because I definitely wanted to recognize that too. And of course, obviously, in our house, anytime I mention Missouri, that makes Mrs. Patriot happy. She's from Warrensburg, Missouri, and around that Kansas City area. So
Right.
she always appreciates that. But with you being up here, is this then? Would you say, and I can be wrong here, but would you say this is kind of an equivalent to making the NCAA tournament and I guess making it to the final round?
Right. It definitely is. We don't have a region finals, so we just go off of 10 competitions. And we just go off the standings at the end of that 10th competition who qualifies. So we don't necessarily have a finals for our region. So this is the finals actually, and they bring all the regions together in the United States. The top two teams out of each region and the top three individuals can make it as well on their own. So, usually when we get there, there's about 50 or 40 to 50 contestants in each event, which are the best from all over the United States. And that competition lasts, it'll start on a Sunday and the finals will be Saturday night. So each student that is in that competition will get 3 go rounds of competition. And then, of course, the top 12 will move into the final Saturday night out of those 3 go rounds. So everyone has 3 chances on an aggregate to qualify to the top 12. And then once they do that, that's kind of how it's decided that night. And it's a point system as well. So, of course, we want everyone to do good every single time, to get the points that accumulate. And so it's a long week. You get to watch each person 3 times that week, and it's a lot going on in 7 days.
I followed some, thankful for the internet to get to watch a little bit over the last few years and knowing a little bit more about it. That's been fun to watch. So I guess it is the equivalent of a final site. Everyone's there at once. And I mean, boy, it's just come down to this. CNFR, Casper, Wyoming. Can you give us the dates? Do you have that really quickly? Or when will we be needing to send you off?
Right. So the first day of competition is actually June 11th, and all of our team anyway will be leaving around June the 8th to go to Casper. It takes a few days with horses, to get there and get settled in. And they check in on the 10th, the 9th and 10th. They check in. So we start on the 11th on Sunday, and then of course it ends on the 18th, that Saturday. So.
All right. Well, and the horses aren't flying.
No.
So it makes it a little bit of a trip from southeastern Oklahoma all the way to Wyoming.
Right.
Coach, and by the way, thank you, Denise. Lots of TV stars coming from there. Jane Klingensmith. I'm going to put that up there. I'm not familiar with this name, but maybe someone else is. So forgive me, Denise, for not being familiar. But that's pretty cool. Anyway, we have Southeastern representatives that will be on the way up there from Southeastern Oklahoma State University, the rodeo team in Casper, Wyoming, the middle of June. You mentioned there the 11th through the 18th in Casper, CNFR representing, and it's really cool. You'll have the chance to get to see some of those folks this weekend right here in our backyard in Bryan County at the PRCA Rodeo. So, Coach, let me wrap things up with you because your backdrop has definitely changed from when we first started this broadcast, and I know you have a lot going on. Thank you so much for taking time with us tonight. I really appreciate that.
Thank you, Joey, for talking to me about it. I appreciate it.
Well, it is a big deal. You all are a big deal, and at the Bryan County Patriot BCP Live, we totally support you all, and we are behind you and want you all to do really well. So I'll let you stay with me here then as I wrap things up. We are promoting on the Facebook page. We are going to get out all of our advertisers and really promote our advertisers here on the Patriot, on the website, BryanCountyPatriot.com. We have new advertisers just within recent weeks, and we want to give a shout out to all of them and say thank you because you helped the Bryan County Patriot grow. We have finished 6 years now. 6 years now. We are starting our 7th year, Coach. I don't know if you can believe that or not. I think that's really, really pretty cool. We're not fly by night. We're a great place, by the way, to advertise. So you can advertise here. We want things to go well for our rodeo team, to have a safe and a trouble-free trip all the way up there, all the way back, and to represent well and come away with some championships as well. If you're watching this live, thank you so much, Denise. I appreciate you being there in the comments section and keeping us up on what you've done and supporting rodeo as well. If you're watching this on the recording and you are still with us here at the end, my goodness, you're a trooper. Thanks for sticking around and being here and being part of the broadcast. I will remind you, as always, here, as we may have lost Coach Braudrick's signal there, well, she's been with us this long. That's all right. Number 1, be wise. Number 2, walk in love. Number 3, do not walk in fear. And I encourage you to do those things. We'll support Southeastern Rodeo. Magnolia Festival this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We will be there. We'll be reporting from there live and a couple of other shots. Rodeo, we will be there as well. So let me say hi to you, and we can say hi, and we'll say hi together, I guess. God bless you. Thank you very much for watching. For Coach Christi Braudrick, I'm Joey McWilliams. God bless you all. And okay, there we go. Let me drop this up here. Bonanza is a little before my time, but I did watch reruns, Denise. I did watch reruns, and I know who Haas is. There we go. All right. God bless you all. Thank you very much. Have a great, great night. I will see you wherever we happen to see you this week. Watch BCP Live on Facebook and YouTube.